So welcome
This
again.
meeting is being recorded.
Welcome again, everybody, to the AfroCuration training workshops. We are honored to begin the training workshops with the Twi language, and we will be following up subsequently with the other languages. So thank you so much again for joining, and I hope today we would have a very wonderful session. We don't have too much time. We hope to spend not too much time. So we hope to be done by the top of the hour. So yeah, I can see some people online. I can see Jemima. I can see Opoku, Academy Sympathy. I can see Elkan, Ifa Park, Stephen Amu, Nanajwa, Evelyn, um, Felicia. Yeah, I see all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Benefactor, thank you for being here. And I hope you can stay online for our meeting today, and then we can have a fruitful discussion. So, welcome again. And I will be sharing my screen so we can go into the topic of today. Please let me know by thumbs up when you can see my screen. Okay? Um, Hold on a second. Okay. Can you see my screen? All right. Thanks. Thanks
Yeah.
so much. Thanks. Okay. So we would go into, I prepared a very little presentation today, and I would want to use that to guide our discussions today. Today it's not just about me, it's about us. So I hope it won't be a one-sided thing. It would be a discussion. Like we would talk about this together. So let me go through the slideshow quickly. So can you also see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Um, let me please give me a little second. Let me move the Zoom meeting to a different browser so I can see what you are saying at the same time. Okay. All right, guys. So welcome again. We are colleagues, we are friends, we are co-editors in this Wikimedia Foundation movement, and we are always honored and always happy to be part of AfroCuration. And it is such a delight that AfroCuration 2025 finally is going to happen in May. And we are so honored, and we really thank God for bringing us this far. And today's meeting, we are just going to dive into the whole concept of AfroCuration. You had some information last week. I'll just be adding a little bit, and then we look at our editing. Okay. So thank you so much for joining again. My name is Natu Dakwa, um, part of the Global Open Initiative Foundation team and the Wikimedians of Twi language team. And this is the Twi workshop, but I would begin with English, and then when we get to the hands-on session, we go directly into Twi. All right. So this is going to be our outline, very simple outline. This presentation, I said, is nothing much, just something very simple, just to keep us on track. So look at the theme, why, the how, and then we do some hands-on, and I can take some questions, or we can take some questions. My team and I, we are all here, and then we can call it a day. Okay, so Afro creation, the theme. Um, if you don't know already, the theme for the 2025 Afro creation is a build up from the 2023 Afro creation. We still are going with this with the main theme of who we are. And our sub theme for this year is showcasing African arts and aesthetics. Why African arts? Why aesthetics? I'm sure these are questions that are going through your head. Um, and these questions I am not here to answer. You will get the answers if you join us on the 3-day event. So I hope you don't miss that. But the whole idea of African arts and aesthetics brings to mind something that I think, as from my perspective, as the youth of Africa, we sometimes fail to appreciate. Um, well, it's no fault of ours. We have bread and butter issues to think about. So sometimes we forget certain things like our arts and our aesthetics. And when I refer to arts and aesthetics, we are referring to quite a number of things. These are links from Wikipedia articles, and you can see the names of the articles here. We are not just looking at painted art, we are looking at art in the form of our kente cloth design. We are looking at art in the form of sculptures, which we have across Africa, art in the form of masks, art in the form of house painting. Very interesting concept. We are not looking at performing arts, so don't expect anything in the line of actors and actresses and musicians. No, we are not looking at that side. We are looking at art, as in the aesthetic range, our African aesthetic range. And that is the kind of articles that you'll be dealing with in this year's Afro creation. So you should be expecting that kind of range. I hope, I really hope you you find some inspiration within yourself while you work on these articles. I cannot stress why we need our these articles in our various languages more than enough. I wish I could say more, but I can't say it anymore. Um, it's so important the work we are doing. So important. It's when you see how our work is being used across the world, then you realize that wow, what we are doing is not just sitting in Ghana or sitting on the internet doing nothing, but it is very important for a lot of things. Okay. I don't know if I should show you some of these articles. Let me just show you the articles, the English articles. So I mentioned the Kente cloth article. We have an extensive article on English Wikipedia. Um, the bronze head statue from Ife, that's from Nigeria. When we go to the north of Africa, we have the mask of Tutankhamun, that's from Egypt, very famous piece. And then we have the Indebele house paintings, that is a different form of art, and this is from South Africa and Zimbabwe, where the people there paint buildings in a unique style. Like it's very unique to them, and it's usually done by the women. So these are the kind of articles we'll be working on. There's also the other parts of the articles where we'll be working on the artists themselves. So let me bring up some of these people. We have people. I want to. We have people like Billy Vijoka. He's from Cameroon. We have people like Ablade Glover. Yes, from Ghana. Um, we would have articles on the personalities themselves because we can't make art without humans. So AfroCuration 2025 will not just celebrate our pieces, our products, our works that we produce, but also the artists who produce them. Right. So I would really plead with you again that you find a lot of inspiration within yourself to really work on the articles really, really well. It's it's a huge service you are rendering, not just to yourself, to the Twi language, but to a huge future. So why tell our own narrative? Do I need to answer that? No. I don't need to answer that. And I picked an example of the mask of Tutankhamun to elaborate on this. If you look at our articles, so let me go back into the browser for you to see what I want to mention. You realize that this article, which is on the mask of Tutankhamun, which is on the African continent, interestingly, when it comes to African languages, these are the only African languages that the article exists in. Isn't it weird? When you go to Europe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 different European languages. The Middle East has 4, and Africa has only 3. But it's so interesting, and Asia even has more. It's so interesting that something that originates from our own soil has just 3 languages, and this is Arabic, Spanish, and Portuguese. Where is our Ewe? Where is our Yoruba? Where is our Ga? Where is our Kusal, our Giren, our Dagbani, our Inzima? Where are all of us on this page? We don't exist, and it is saddening. If you don't realize it, I want to touch on that nerve today. It is very sad to see this. It is high time we as Africans tell our own stories. And there are so many topics that we can tell our stories on. So I really hope that by working on the articles during this appropriation, you'll get inspired to not just work on the articles you are allocated to, but then to do more after Afro creation. Look for topics that your soul it speaks to your soul and just work on them in your languages. Um I am I am not a language expert. I am just a Wikimedian. But you guys are the ones who can really do the work when it comes to translating these articles into the languages. So please, please, I want to continue to stress on this that we use Afro creation as a stepping stone. It is not an end, it's a beginning. When we go through our 3 day event and then we climax the event on that Saturday afternoon, it's really not the end, it's actually a beginning for us to do more on articles that um, speak about us as Africans. And we see similar things. If you look at the other articles, you see from the bronze head of Ife, the only African language there, Igbo. If you go to Kente cloth, I'm sure probably we have it in Twi, but do we have it in, yeah, so we have it just in Twi. And this is it's a huge opportunity for us. So please, 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 let's use this Afro curation to learn the skills, to practice the skills on the articles, to present very good articles, and after Afro curation to continue the work. So now let's go straight into our editing session. I guess for all of you who are um, familiar with Wikipedia, you're already familiar with this page. If you are new to Wikipedia, this is the home page for Twi Wikipedia. This is where our home is. A honey feed. So when you come to this home page, usually you log in. I've already logged in, so that's how come my username is showing up there. You just logged in and your username comes up here. And we begin to work. So how do we work? We use the names of the articles we want to write on. So let's say we want to write on Ablade Glover. Okay, his article already exists in Tree. So yay! Kudos to a tree people. But let's say we want to work on the mask of Tunkamu. Um, I believe we as a group need to come up with how to translate something like this into a very good um, title. Okay, maybe not we as a group. Sorry. For this year's Apple Creation, you'll be working with your professors and your lecturers hand in hand. So um, when you come up with the translation of the title, I hope you would seek their not consent, their advice on how best to translate it. Because, for instance, this Mask of Tutankhamun, if you look at the various languages, you realize that it is translated in quite different ways. For instance, if you look at um, this is German, it says token mask of Tutankhamun. And totem marks, that's like headpiece or I when you look in the dictionary, you find the meaning of that. But then when you look at the French translation and the Portuguese, Spanish translation, it's quite interesting. You realize that the French translates it as masque funéraire. That means the funeral mask of Tutankhamun. And even the Tutankhamun, it's spelled differently. When you look at I think this is Espanol, yeah, this is Spanish. You see, they also went with the funeral mask of Tutankhamun. So some of these articles would need to have their titles translated. And I hope you will not just don't just come up with something from your head, but when you come up with something, you would approach us to seek advice on if the translation is fitting. Your lecturers would also be previewing your articles before they are published during AfroCuration. So um, please seek their advice also, okay, so that we can all produce very wonderful works that we can publish proudly during AfroCuration. So let's just imagine we are going with this. Um, how do we create the article? It's simple. You'll just search in Wikipedia on Twi Wikipedia. If there's anything like that existing, or say biribiara nni hɔ ɛma nea wɔhwehwɛ no kyerɛ sɛ article no it doesn't exist, simple and short, nti yɛbɛtumi ayɛ no foforɔ. So ɛno ara ne sɛ you just press on the red, right, the red um, name, and then it will just open a new page for you and you can start putting your edit in there. Nea yɛba abɛyɛ no nso no, you realize that for every article a yɛbɛma mo no, yɛbɛma mo links to the English article. Nti wowɔ the link to this whole article. Yɛnka sɛ ɛkɔ translate like the whole page. So wobɛtumi translate the whole page a beautiful, like Factual, go ahead, translate it. Like, yay! I'll give you high five. I can see you. But you don't really need to translate everything. Just make sure that whatever you are translating is it's covering the main and the salient points in the article. Okay. And you know, unya English article where and one say what pair or paper no pen and answer word pad and answer Google Word and answer um, notebook and notepad. Some people use tablets or whatever, and they're up to you. Now I your translation from English to Twi, because Twi kasa na yɛbɛ publish in. Nti wo translate wo sentences ni wie a, then when we are going to publish, and one say over the type information no here. So if it already is in if it already is in a digital document, and one say copy now paste it, now publish it. As simple as that. Um, okay. Okay. Um, and see, as simple as that, that is it. For those of you who don't know about these pages, a higher baby I ever overthrow. A hano is just for preview. Bra will type it something here. No, it is going to be showing you what what you are doing. Into a hano yeah, what you are doing. A hano is how it is going to look when you are finally published it. um, Way too long the mind and thing, and it is very useful because you don't have to be switching between source editing, visual editing, source editing, visual editing. Um, you just go ahead and then you can see how your final product is going to look. And when I talk about the final product, I'm talking about something like this. Like this is a final product. Okay. So while you are typing, you would see how it is going to look um, in real time. And if something is looking not looking right, you can fix it before you hit Pakatafani Tuja. That is published. Okay. So I guess most of you are familiar with this interface. This is where we put the information. This is where you get a preview. So Ocho 170 Vienna per se Ode Tuja Ocho Tofa Kakrafa. So Abia. Um usually I write my Tofano in English because I don't want to spend too much time thinking about how what this means. And ABR, you added a paragraph, you just say I added a paragraph, Pakatafani to and that is it. It goes live. Okay. All right. Into your how to create the article. Let's recap. One, you search. Sorry, let's start from here. One, you log in. Two, you search for the name of the article. Three, when you get your page like this, you put whatever you want to put here on the left hand side. It will preview on the right hand side for you. And then once you feel it is fine, you give a summary of what you have done. Maybe I added an article, and then you just hit Fakata Fa Notuja, meaning publish. So it will just be published for you as quickly as that. Like, sorry, as simple as that. Sorry. Okay, so what are some of the other things that we want you to pay attention to? Of course, the content of the work that will depend on you. I am not here to talk about the content. We trust that you guys know your translation work very well. So I am not here to talk about that. I would only plead that please don't do word to word translation. This is this is a fundamental key to translating. We don't do word to word. Please translate the concepts and the meaning. Yes. All right. So, secondly, what we would want to look at is something we call um, the dialect templates. I think you all know the dialect template, but let's just remind ourselves. So I'm going back to the home page. I'm searching for the page called Accra. She Kasem Yefenenkai. Yes. When you're a dialect template, like this first line showing what language you have written in. Into how do we do that? How do we add that to our articles? We just click edit source. You just copy two brackets to two brackets. You copy it and then, sorry, let me go through the process of copy, and then you paste, and then yeah, you also get your dialect template. As simple as that. So I'll bet sure we can customer and I understand what's the sound if you happen, and it will change to if you happen. So please let's not forget the dialect template. In our articles also, you realize that all the articles, let me go to the Global, it starts with, okay, let me try and find, they all do not have, okay, yes, so they all have. Let me start, it starts with kind of an introduction. Okay, it's like a summary of your article. And um, I don't want us to forget that. Outro, I say outro essay no. O start here, o start with subheadings, just like that. O start with an introduction to introduce the topic. And the translations, the English articles all have this. In Miss Rao said, we are translation now. Please try and keep the same concept. Don't delete this paragraph and come and put it under another heading. Please keep the same concept so that we don't make our work too difficult. Um, then we have things like this, which is, let me go to visual editing so that we see. We have things like this, which we call, I used to call it info box, but I guess now the name has changed. I don't remember the name of the current term. But then these kind of boxes, if they exist in your article, you can replicate them. Today we don't have so much time to go in how to replicate this. It's nothing tedious. It's you are just going to copy the source, and it's also from curly bracket, two curly brackets to two curly brackets. You just copy this, you paste it, you edit it. If you have something like that and you don't know how to do it, it's very simple. We the resource people, we are with you on the AfroCuration pages. My name is Yvonne. I'm there. Abigail is there. Jemima is there. Your Ebenezer is there. Any of these people we are with you on the page. If you have anything like that and you want us to help you come up with it, just contact any of us, reach out to us, and then we will just work together, and then we can come up with one that fits your article. Okay, so we are colleagues in this. We are friends and partners in AfroCuration. You are not just um, lower than us. No, we are all equal. We are just leading, but we are all equal and doing this together. And our aim at the end of the day is that all of us collectively we come up with products which are very good quality products. Okay. Into your dialect, your this table, info box or whatever. You share the intro paragraph. You share something which is very important. For instance, we share in crime article here. If I'm cooking kind. Or I think share kente article. Yes, I think. Yes. So ocean article, yeah. You see something missing in the article. I hope you can see it. There are no references. And this is like so important to us as editors. Like Wikipedia doesn't accept first party information. Wikipedia only accepts third party information. Just as some na wo kan. Ofa fi baby. Ɛyɛ wo tirim na wobɔe na woka. Nti anytime bi a wobɛtwerɛ asɛm biara, wobɛtwerɛ sentence biara no, baabi a wofefii no ɛwɔ sɛ wode reference no hyɛ hɔ. Without the reference, this whole article is a waste of time because it can be deleted very easily. Where did you get this information from? Well, nti mesrɛ wo, at the end of AfroCuration, like any say you any article like this would be like the biggest sin of Afro creation. To write a whole article with paragraphs and subtitles and without any reference. No, Pacho. How do we add references? Very, very simple. It's so simple. Internet server, like don't please make this mistake. So let's imagine you wrote a sentence like Mamefa Abladi Glover article. Mfa na sɛ wotwerɛ sentence wei. What's sentence way in what translating into tree? Mfa na sɛ ɛtwi kasa right? Ne nyinaa imagine it to be tree. So let mfa na sɛ wɔatwerɛ saa paragraph or sentence way. In the English articles na yɛde bɛma mo no, the references to every single thing will usually be there. So anywhere, yes, do some research. You are all in tertiary institutions, so research is nothing strange. Just do some little research and find out if you can find a reference for that information. Well, we're in a reference, no, I'll say that. Juliet Hyatt, I think, Ablade something. It is a click on the link, open in a new tab. It will open up the page for you. This is the reference. And if I need choose a paragraph. Into what the answer say over copy, let's copy the link, come to your article you've translated using no not link advanced using this no this is link where on earth is I think this is it. Yes. Because I'm in the source editing mode. That's why you're seeing it that way. So let me just go back one step. Let's go to the visual editing mode. Mhm. So if you want to add a reference, this is the visual editing mode. If you want to add a reference, and honestly, we'll use quotation marks. Add a citation. Then you paste your www, https, whatever. We can say onya or beye. Um, we create a reference now. We click it this or the version more. Okay. Where I've put the reference is very wrong, so let me delete it and put it here. So paste here and vision and simple as that. You have the reference. Now for the reference list, um, and one is a way heading, chim, assembly. That one gives you a line under the cursor. Assembly twice a sub heading. Assembly is a main heading. Chim is a paragraph, I think. So you you type your yeah. I think that's what we all have agreed to. I think, but you give your references a heading. Please find out the fitting heading. Don't take my word for it. I just want to illustrate the concept, not the word for word. Okay. So biaya minye fee or biaya minye fee, biaya minye fee, minya imo fee. That is your reference list. Then when you come down down the line, you just come here, you click on the plus P, and then references list. This is what you're looking for. Then you just click references list, and then that is it. It gives you the full reference for this reference that you added. Okay, so that is it. It's as simple as that. Please, when you want to add a second reference, please do not do this. I beg you. Please, when you see these numbers in the square brackets, they are the references from the English article. So when you are copying something and you are pasting it, make sure you remove some of these things because they are supposed to be like this. Okay. If you want to reuse this reference, let's say you want to reuse it here, should you go through the whole process again? No, you don't need to go through the whole process again. Once you've done it the first time, all you go to is fire at DBO. The reference is here. You just select it. Then that's it. You don't need to do anything. It just adds it to it. If you want to add a new reference, you then that is when you go through the whole process again. Then you start from here. You paste it. You go through the process that we just explained again. Okay. So please, this is very simple. Don't forget about it. The next thing we want to learn from this article is the thing about hyperlinks, which is this kind of things. Okay. And this whole article has just one, but it can have more than that. Into wotwerɛ article na nneɛma bi wɔ articles nim a they already exist as other articles on Wikipedia. So hyperlinking means link saa adeɛ no to that article. Okay. Into person where, for instance, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, I believe already has an article on Twi Wikipedia. Into select highlighting this what click on the chain, I say chain was a link icon. Once minya click here no, or say Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. No I select it. And no bones after the adani in blue. Simple as that. Why a hyperlink? Miss Row, we are Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology once waha. Now say who KNUST biome in another part of the paragraph, and I'll translate to another part of your paragraph has KNUST. Please, when you're in once, the next time you build, the whole idea is to give the link to the articles that exist. But we have to obey no 10 times for the same thing. No, just once for the same for once for the same thing is fine. Just once. Kumasi, I think, also has a hyperlink, also has an article. Sorry. So yeah, I think this is the Kumasi article. No, 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 like very simple. When you highlight it, then we click a link now then. If it's there, you see it, and then you just select the article. Into Yahoo dialect templates, Yahoo paragraph, intro paragraph, Yahoo how to create a heading, Yahoo how to add references, Yahoo how to add hyperlinks. Um, Yahoo, I spoken about the info boxes too. So those are the main things that you will be doing when you are publishing on Wikipedia. And see, for now, no, we would be giving you the articles, and we expect that you use the period from when you receive the article all the way to when beginning of May, middle of May, to work on your article, translate the article, content, no, ma indi mu. Wo translate content no ewie a mesrɛ wo fa kyerɛ mo language lecturers no because this year they are very interested in every single thing that will be publishing. Nti please make sure to show it to them. They will help you to correct. They will help you to. They will point out which parts do not sound right, they would really help you to make the article very, very like high quality. So make use of them. At the end of the Afro creation, I think you heard, if you were in the last meeting, you heard something about prizes. There are going to be prizes. And it is these lecturers who are going to decide who we should give the prize to. So if you really want to win any prize, it is not about working in your one corner and then on Afro creation, just come and post and you will win a prize. It won't happen. It will depend on how much you have interacted with them, how much of your work they have seen, how much of the corrections they have suggested that you have done. Ɔmo ankasa ɔmo tena ase na ɔmo dwene ho ɔmo hu sɛ editor wei deɛ Afro creation we wabɔ ne ho mmɔden in the translation work until the person deserves the prize. It no longer depends on me or any of us in the team, but it depends on your lecturers. Nti yɛsrɛ mo a content no ɛwɔ sɛ edi mu, and that is why they are with us. Nti please make use of them. At this point, we have about 6 minutes to the top of the hour. I would want to stop here and ask if there are any additions first from my other team members, Jemima, Abigail. Yeah. If not, then we can move to questions if there are
Yeah,
questions.
nothing from me. I don't know about Jemima.
Yeah, Yvonne, thank you so much. I also have nothing to say. But then, please, can you please take me to the mask of I don't know, Tutankhamun. I don't know the English article. Okay, so I just want to add that whenever you are working on your article, I mean translating, and please, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you very clearly.
Okay, very good. So whenever you are translating your article, now check on the English article. The first thing you have to begin with is the name of the article you are translating. So as you can see, there's also and so. I don't know if this is English, right? Yeah. So the name you should start with the name, then you proceed to the other write-ups to translate. And the same thing applies to, because, remember Yvonne mentioned that you'll be translating biographies of artists as well. So please take note of it. Always start your article with the name of the article. Then she also mentioned something which is very important, and I want to let all of you know. Let me just add up to what she said. This is, I don't know, we are not starting, we are not ending. After AfroCuration, we are not ending, we are just starting with everything. Now, the artwork speaks to the soul. To be honest with you, African arts, it speaks to the soul. And so please, we are begging you, this is your work as Twi scholars, as translators, as native speakers of the Twi language. Let this be your number one priority. Let it be your topmost, because it's your language. And if you don't put your language out there, people will put theirs. Now, in Africa, we only have Swahili that is running. Yes, we have about 2,000 languages. I'm sure it will be even more than 2,000. So please, we are begging you. Your language is your power. That is who you are. Yes. So, I mean, that is all I want to add. Thank you again, Yvonne. Me, myself, I'm learning and I have learned a lot. Thank you.
Okay, so I guess now to our Colleague editors, do you have questions? Is there something that I said that you didn't understand or you don't agree? Please, you can go ahead and ask. Maybe you can just unmute and then you can ask.
Hey, no questions. So you mean you have under any AfroCuration the well title? Would you ask questions? ask your ask question. Please ask. Oh, expert, yeah, experts. Cause I say the AfroCuration, yeah, it will be boot for boot power. I have a question, but then I was waiting for someone to ask this question I have in my head. Someone, nobody is asking. So let me ask: how many subtopics are we translating? Yes, we mentioned that if you can translate all the article, Yvonne mentioned that. In fact, that would be a great thing. And 1 month there, you can translate the full article. We are giving you a full middle of May, so you can translate. But then, I mean, the maximum of subtopics that I was say you're translating, no? You're translating saying, Obi Mbisa, na munya ni nyinaa. Inti Yvonne, you're saying how many? Yes, maybe to me I but then when to me and cry, at least it should be your subtopics now, but translating it should be how many?
Hmm. This is a very interesting question. I think one first info, if we should go back a little bit, subtopics aside, when it comes to the articles, last 2023 Apple creation, we worked on one article. Each of us worked on one article. But I think for 2025 Apple creation, we are working on more than one per person. Uh, maybe two, maybe three. I don't know. For one, you should know that you're not working on just one article. You will be working on more than one. So please expect that. Secondly, when it comes to the article itself, so for instance, like Ablade Glover's article like this was a Ghanaian, yeah, yeah, Nipa, and he has what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus the intro, like 6 main paragraphs. I can't ask you to just translate this and this and leave his career or his style or his honors and recognition or his selected exhibitions. I believe every part of the article is important. If you have something like Mask of Tutankhamun, and maybe a wholesome also because okay, well, I even thought it was a lot, but it's not that much. You see, it's really not that much. Well, but it's a little bit more than a bloody Clover. Yes, you can. I think this is just my suggestion. This really is just my suggestion. I think you should try hard to make sure that every single uh, subheading in the English article, you have some part of that translated. I don't know if that making sense. Senior Beya, a baby man, I senior, we've covered almost everything in the English, at least. So, what I'm trying to say is, for instance, about the Glover, it's over paragraph where, or these two paragraphs. If you can translate half of this into P, that's fine. It will still convey the knowledge of the introductory paragraph. Okay. Early life and education. And also no, you can translate it. A career. This article is so simple that it's very difficult to use as an example. I mean use mask. The American say they say design and composition. We have paragraph one, paragraph two, paragraph three, paragraph four, all under design and composition. You don't need to translate the whole four paragraphs. Ocean sentences are which to say it is the outro under this paragraph, it would convey the message without the details like 54 centimeters, 93 centimeters, and 49 centimeters. But it has the main information to say ABR, it is high carat gold, ABR, it represents the Pharaoh standard image, ABR, it's inlaid with colored glass and gemstones. Yes, those are like the main things. If you have those things, the blue stripes on the headcloth are glass. If you have those kind of things, like I think you've done well. Oba a hands on so I share info sentences na wa nyinaa. Emu ne ɛwɔ he na ɛyɛ paramount, like it's really conveying the information about what you are writing about. Because at the end of the day, the person who publish an article said obi kan the person will get a very good understanding of the topic that you wrote about. And yes, oh man half na uncle English ni kind half no one and uncle French ni kind half no other half no. Try to give like a very good understanding. You don't need to translate everything, but a very good understanding. I don't know if I have answered your question, Jemima, and I have helped some of you to.
Perfectly well. You have answered my question 3,000 billion times. Percent, 3,000 billion percent. Okay, so let me add a little to the Yvonne Akasisiano. Mama minka we chi na yenti asi ejuma na ye Yvonne me pacho ohun say enkran article na ubie ye no. Mesra ofa koso ma me wate. Me pese me kire ye twifo ya de bi. Twi editors no e was say ye ni ba mo ho kakra. Ye me da ase. Asefio. Se ohwa enkran article na fato so ma me. Obia obeko Twi Wikipedia obehunu enkran article no. Obeka say ye nye adwuma. Obeka say ye shabby work adwuma na ye na ye toto paapa so. Pacho what ase. Sɛ adwuma wei yɛbɛdi ho dwuma wei no mu nyinaa yɛbɛfish saa articles uncompleted articles a ɛyɛ empty shortcut articles ne nyinaa yɛbɛdi ho dwuma. But then I want to communicate this. Yes, Ramo. If you can't translate an article to the fullest, please don't touch it. And so for this year's AfroCuration and Intiniema prize now, yes, obi abeye name the density of article na betre winner no. Last year, I'm glad that we have one of the winners on the call for Twi community. Nanajua is on the call, and I'm glad that she's here again. She oka ono ena ono so oye winner. So she is the second winner for AfroCuration. And her article was so beautiful. Or touch on every subtopic be or touch on it. And said Yvonne Kayeno. Oh, touch and yes, 51 centimeters, then no na kochurobu hane yashe. she has specifically highlighted the sense na a war topic in the moon. No na fa beto ho my because I will my empty article. You don't when a empty work enya a son for so. What I say. So please, we are begging you. We are begging you. Mama yamfa AfroCuration enye agudie event. Event ni nyina ehwe. And I'm glad that this year we have people joining online from outside the country. Enti Michelle, articles na ye no touch on every paragraph, touch it. Get a sense na wo no fa na translate fa to asema yɛmpɛ articles empty articles be shortcut sɛ nkran na ɔde ato hɔ and you expect a price and I say we expect data allowance. No, we won't do it like that. Sɛdeɛ w'adwuma si teɛ no ɛso ɛmfa soɔ na wobɛnya. We are begging you. And please make sure you touch on every paragraph ɛwɔ ɛyi nim subtopic biara touch on it for sense na ɛwɔ mu no read it na wote ase afa no translate it fa to hɔ no moma yɛ and ɛnyɛ yɛ ne yɛbɛ review no yɛn lecturers will go through it. We have linguistic experts who are your lecturers to select the winner for us. Nti Yvonne, thank you. Ɛno ara na waka. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I guess we are done. I wanted to show you guys how fast Wikipedia is going to I wanted to just show you how far your work might go one day if you think Wikipedia is not going anywhere. It is going places. But let me not let me not let me not bring this in here since our session is being recorded. In terms of copyright, it's a whole new deal when it comes to copyright. Wikipedia is really being used, you guys. Like I mean, calm that down. Wikipedia is being used a lot by people, real people who are doing serious stuff in life. Enti menye w'edwuma no ɛmfa nto hɔ kɛkɛ. In the long run, nobody else comes to touch the tree articles apart from tree speakers. Ɛne obi a wakɔsua tree. Nti sɛ wokɔyɛ no biara na wode to hɔ a, omboa obiara yɛ. Like you've not helped anybody. Okay. I'm going to show you guys. I'm trying to show you a little bit, just a little bit, because I can't show you much. Because in terms of copyright, I have to respect copyright. So, for instance, this is recording. This is from a slide that I picked from. This is a professor that was teaching in a prestigious university in the world. And he needed to state this formula. He just went and picked it from Wikipedia. Seriously, I'm not this one. I mean, I'm way beyond making lie beyond me. He actually picked it from Wikipedia, and because he picked it from Wikipedia, he actually stated that he picked it from Wikipedia. This is how practical your work is going. It's going into real life scenarios where people are going to probably use the article that you are going to write to teach some people, to explain certain concepts, to present certain information. And they say, if you when you yam anye adwuma no, na wo ye ne biara biara, na daakye bi wohu sɛ obi a ɔnyɛ Ghanani anaa ɔnyɛ African anaa ebi ɔfiri Europe ɛyɛ a yɛtaa ka sɛ um, the white people look down on us. They don't look down on us. The impression they have about us is based on some of these things that we do, like some of these things. Because ebi a wakosua twi wɔ university, waba twi Wikipedia, wabehu two sentences. Wobɛka sɛ, ɛnna ndɛma twi kɔ no ɔmo yɛ akwadwofo, like they don't like writing about this is in crime. This is Accra, our capital. Well, it's I thought that we don't really think about things far. I know we all have a lot of things we are handling. We have life to handle in addition to our volunteer work. But when you yem say juma no be yem, swa ne say upapa juma na uma me juma. Na ye mendi hu. So ne be ya uye yi hu say fi hu na you go back to your other stuff that you are doing in life. One day that article can speak well for you. Seriously, because it's being used. You don't
Oh,
see it. A lot of
sorry.
us don't, but it is
Hi,
really being.
Yvonne.
Yes, I
Um,
think our my closing remarks has ended. We have another session that we need to move into, I guess.
yeah, sorry, Yvonne. Can you please check on Abakwasem? Yeah, I want to see the translator.
Okay.
History, no. Past.
Uh, Nipa bebree a yɛhu adwuma nanso hwɛ nea that is what they all could come.
Oh my
Esi
goodness.
kakra ni wɔ ha.
Okay. Why not starting article? No, let's check.
Let me see. I think it's no.
Okay, on free.
No,
All
and
right.
that is the sad thing that is happening. A lot of these articles that are about us, question article editors list now. Baby, nah, are not even from
Ghanaian.
us. Like this editor, there's one editor up here. This Emmy is Israel. He's from Israel. This one, Carol de Segeda. He's also not. Carol is not from. He's not from Ghana. He's not from Africa, I think. You see, and it's really sad, really sad. Like so, around who ya, me dem around who pa, and me so me can who be. Ye nyina ye can who we are all at fault. And to say na me can like, don't let Afro creation be the end. Work on the articles and work on it very well. And after Afro creation, just continue. And we really are making a difference with Wikipedia. We are making a huge difference. Mama JJ.
Yeah, Yvonne, thank you so much. And thanks to everyone who joined us. I think that the better recording no, on the pages in the course of the week. Now, Omo mind to me and joining no. Omo so to me. And from here, those who are on the call, I want to inform you that maybe somewhere next week I'll be on campus for face-to-face interaction. So if you have questions, I'll be there on Friday. What the Branaya Monkomo why? Bra. I don't know if by that time no not ya share. I don't know, but that time Nindru na ya share articles no. And I am share.
Next week Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, the articles should go out during the first few days of the week. So maybe Monday or Tuesday or maximum Wednesday. You should all have received. You all receive emails with the articles that you'll be working on. So just
Oh,
look forward to it. Like Fridays,
okay, all right,
everybody
that's
should be
fine. So
awake.
those who are on campus, I'm sure saying runners on sack and particular, feel free to come to me. Na yɛmbɔ nkɔmmɔ. Na hi. Now can we?
No, please. That's
Okay, all right. So yeah, thank you all for joining us, and yeah, over to you, Yvonne. Close us one. Yeah, that's
yo.
it.
So see you guys. Hopefully, if we don't meet again, we meet Afro Curation. But if we meet again, see you again the next time. And we have to go. We have the next language group, so we have to move quickly into that meeting. So thank you again for coming. Yeah, I really appreciate the fact that some of you are able to make it. Yeah, and all the best with Afro Creation. Okay,
All right,
bye everybody.
bye. Bye.